Hi, this is Mike from This Old Relic, and today I want to clarify some stuff that I had said prior about Honda. Or more like, I had Honda clarify it for me, so now I'm passing that information back on to you. Meanwhile, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead, hit the subscribe, click the little bell, get all of the notifications so you can get all my wonderful content. And you can even leave a comment if you like about how amazing I am, maybe how beautiful my uniform is. It's got a little stain right here. Grease stain. This never comes out. And this is supposed to be a mechanic shirt that's like grease. Whatever. We're here to talk about Honda. So, today, like I said, Honda clarified something. And let me give you the original statement that was released by Honda. The decision to end the lawnmower production is driven by the market forces such as stricter environmental regulations, shifting customer preferences, and our focus on growing profitable products in our portfolio. Honda will continue to sell the remainder of its lawn and garden product line and industrial type power products such as the GX engines, generators, and water pumps, and continue to support its service and parts operations in the U.S. market. Now, when I read that, I took that as just like they were trying to sell the remainder of their mowers, they were going to sell the remainder of whatever engines they had, the remainder of whatever, generators they had, the remainder of whatever water pumps they had. They were going to sell those, and that was going to be it. They're selling the remainder of them in the U.S. market that are already in the U.S. market. After that, they were done. But apparently I was wrong. The remainder refers to the product line. And what they are actually saying is that they are going to be continuing to sell those. So that they are going to be manufacturing the GX engines, the generators, and the water pumps, and they're going to be continuing to sell those. So I'm guessing California is only going after the mowers right now. Wait until they go after the generators and the water pumps and the small engines in general. But that's what I was thinking when I heard remainder. I was thinking that they were going to sell what was left, and that was it. But apparently they're referring to the remainder as what's left in the product line, and that they're still going to be continuing to sell those and manufacture those and service them and provide parts. So if you have a particular company that you like Honda on, like Little Wonder, for instance, if you have a Little Wonder blower, I believe they use Honda engines, you will still be able to get a Honda engine on that Little Wonder blower. I'm actually quite excited about this because I like the GX engines. They are really good, solid engines, in my opinion. And so I never was really that big of a fan of the Honda mowers. I've had a couple of them. I didn't like any of them. That was just my personal preference. But just so we can be all on the same page, I looked up the definition of remainder. And noun, a part or something that is left over when other parts have been completed or used or dealt with. Leave a few mushrooms for garnish and slice the remainder. Or how about this one? I ate the remainder of last night's dinner for dinner tonight. It's stuff that's left over, right? But what they meant, that's the stuff that's left over in the line, and the list of products, not in. And then the other one was dispose of at a reduced price. So I don't know. I look up the definition of remainder, and I think I was warranted in being confused, especially when they could have just left the remainder out of it, and it would have still made perfect sense and would have made better sense and clarified things so much better. Adding words does not make you smarter. Adding words does not make you sound smarter. The reason why you do it in college is because the teacher or the professor gives you a term paper to write that should be 8,000 words. And you have to figure out how to get 8,000 words in there, so you fill it with a bunch of junk. And then, that's how that works. Using extra words you don't need to use doesn't necessarily equate to anything other than confusing people a lot of the times. That's why I hate academic writing, because that's exactly what it is. It's a lot of people adding extra words that don't make any bit of a sense, that they don't need to even have there. I'm a very minimalist. But that is something that is valuable that we need to learn from Honda, that we can learn in for our own business, and making sure that what we write is something that's going to communicate well no matter who reads it. And it's going to translate to how we want it no matter who reads it. So that is really something that's really important to do in your own business. I know I focus on that. I hate writing. like putting words down on paper, but I love revision. I love to go over what I wrote over and over and over and over again and tweak it and turn it and find something different to it. Kind of like working on a small engine, you know, tweaking and turning and adjust the carburetor just a little bit. Oh, a little bit too much. Oh, go back. Oh, a little bit more, you know. It's kind of like that, you know, just in that little carburetor. But one of the things I do when I go through it is I sit there and I go, can anybody, as they read this, think I mean anything besides what I actually mean when they read this? And eventually what'll happen is I will get to a point where I'm like, okay, I can't tweak this anymore. I've read it 10 times and I haven't made a change to it yet. So I hand it off to my wife. Is usually the person who I hand it off to, but you can hand it off to someone else and have them read it. And my wife will usually take my writing with a big pen and go do, because she is the grammar German army person from the 1930s. We'll just put it that way. She's an English major and she's a technical writer and she just loves proofreading things. So she will proofread the living tar out of everything. And then after she does that, I go through her and I go, okay, what am I saying with that? Now, originally she was like, what? I just read it. You want me to do what? You know, but then after, as long as we've been married, she's finally figured out when I ask her that question, I want her to summarize what I just said in her own words to make sure that what I said is what she thinks it says. And that's kind of a rubric that I use. Now, I don't know how many other people read or saw what was written by Honda. I don't know if it was just two people, you know, okay, proof it, okay, you know, okay, yeah, it's good. And those two people said, okay, yeah, whatever. And they were on the same page, because one of the things is you have to understand when you're writing this stuff, you have all the information, but you're writing it for somebody who doesn't have any information. So putting in words like that, you know, you're thinking one way, but then the person reading it may be thinking a completely different way. And that's because you have different information than what they have. And that's really kind of important and key when you're writing this stuff that's going out for public view, is understanding that you have all the information and you have to write it in such a way to think like, I don't have all the information. I mean, you do have all the information, but I'm writing this for someone who doesn't have all the information that I have. So you just can't assume things. That is pretty much what I want to say. And I probably should share with you the statement that Honda had sent to me about this. Dear Michael, thank you for contacting America Honda Power Equipment Customer Relations. We understand you are seeking information on the future of lawnmower production. Moving forward, Honda has released information stating the only line of product that will be discontinued will be the lawnmowers in September of 2023. Okay, I don't know where they released that information, but I haven't been able to find it or see it. The information I got is really hazy and different, so they are interpreting it some way different than I am. But the information that was released is definitely, I did not interpret it as that's only the Mower Line. Yeah, and I have not been able to find, and I've searched for a press release for this. Usually every company will publish their press releases on the internet off their webpage so anybody can read them, because that's information usually they want everybody to be able to read. That's why they set it out to the press. So I don't know where this information that they released stating that the only line of products that would be discontinued is the lawnmowers, and I'm guessing they're referring to the information that I actually sent them. But that's not the way I read it originally. But yeah, like I said, I am very excited. They are still making the GX line of engines. They're just getting rid of the mowers. I wasn't a huge fan of their mowers anyways, but I really like their engines. They're really good, solid engines. They last a long time. Do I think they're better than a Briggs & Stratton? Yeah, you might get a couple more years out of a Honda than you will a Briggs & Stratton. I still think Briggs & Stratton is the best bang for the buck, but Honda has a really good, solid engine. And I just bought one a month ago. A Honda GX200. Yeah, I'll have the video on what machine that's going on coming up. So I have to let you know, Honda's still going to produce engines. They're still going to produce the generators. They're still going to produce the water pumps. And it was just a very confusing way they wrote it. So that being said, I just wanted to thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, like, get all the notifications. put a comment in there. You can tell me how stupid I am. I mean, the world's filled with stupid people. Exhibit A. That being said, I will see you next time.